Yeah, so here's my idea. This 14-foot door here, yeah, right from that light line under the window, and it goes down to the floor. It slides over. Yeah, it slides in front of the other door. So that's got a double door then. But that's the garage where the tools and the cars and stuff are. But the idea is, if you've seen one of those wood miser rigs, it's a rack that slides on a trolley that holds a chainsaw or a blade, and then you put the log down, and the track and the rail are next to it, and it runs a straight line through it. So that's the idea, building a big rack here. These unistrut, that's solid unistrut. My thought was to use that for a new door, to fill it with plywood on two directions, and then put some kind of strips or something in the front to make it look like something. But anyway, so yeah, the idea is either a big bandsaw or a chainsaw, but a long rack there to set maybe the rack would be on, yeah, whatever. But by attaching to that cross beam there, right there, that stuff's leaning on, hooking a winch there, or maybe anchoring one in the ground if it doesn't seem strong enough. But, or a multi-part winch. And then you can pull it out here, and you can grab a chain off drive the truck in, and then they can drive off, or you can just pull it in from out there, drop the pile out in front, and then grab one and yank it in with the winch, put it on the block, and build a big, possibly using two of those unistruts or something like it, a big rack that the thing can just roll down, maybe with skate wheels. So it rolls real smooth, and you can put wheels under it so it doesn't jiggle or anything. And you build this rack with a chainsaw, and you can put any side, you can put an electric motor on it that the cable would just hang maybe and follow it, or just drag along the floor and follow it. But the other thought I had was, when you get this thing set up, you have a hydraulic that you pump it up, and you raise the end so that there's enough gravity to let the saw just keep on working nice and slow. And then when it pumps the chips from the chainsaw, will get pushed right out that way into a gutter or a channel or something, and just sweep them right out into we can either put them in a pile. Those are great for the chicken coop. And that's why I'd like to still use a chainsaw, even though you lose a lot of wood. Now, for something fancier, yeah, you might want to get a bandsaw going on there too, but there's no reason it couldn't fit both. Or have a different carriage, two identical carriages. One has a bandsaw, one has the other one. But yeah, and a big powerful motor on it, and you can just set the sprockets, and you can have a chainsaw with a blade of whatever size you decide, and just clamp it on there, and it can or you can change them. But I would think 24 would be like monster. I would think 16 or 20 is good for most things that they send from the store, or from the trees they're bringing down. 16 or 20, I think we'll do both of them, most of them. But anyway, yeah, so that's the thought. So I got the space, and then Yeah, that's the other thing here is my baskets. I want to start growing willow. Well, no, I'm going to start harvesting honeysuckle and maple. What was the other one? Buckthorn. Mulberry. I'm going to coppice the mulberries. And we'll have to do that this winter. And then I'm going to rig this up to hang it, to dry the twigs. We can sort them all and then pull them up so they hang up there and dry. And then whether we have to put fans up or something, I don't know. We probably don't. There's enough holes in here. That's the whole idea of the place, is it breathes. That's how they last so long. They breathe, but it needs a new roof. There's a little bit leaking in there which is like one of the worst places for it to be leaking in. That was my plan to, someday get a lift and just take that thing down and put a piece of plywood with some aluminum or something on it over the top, and then hang it down. But yeah, there's an old wheel they had up there. These pipes here were they used to run leather straps off the back of the truck or off the tractor, and they would hang pulleys there to operate stuff. And so they would probably stand there, and they would lift up bales. They would throw them on there, and they would roll up. Now they might, by hanging it from here, they might just roll up and you just grab them here and throw them in, and you have somebody, maybe one or two people stacking them, or maybe even one or two people here and somebody, whatever. But that's how I got all this stuff up here. I built a ramp from here over to there, and I built it with those rails. And then I had little buggy wheels screwed to a piece of plywood. And then I pulled it up from there. I ran up the ladder. I jumped up here. I grabbed it. I ran back down, dropped it, grabbed the bale, threw it on there, pulled it up, tied it, ran back up. It was a good workout. I was thinking of calling it the loading the hay workout. But yeah, and then I started, even toward the end, I was sliding down the banister. I put gloves on so I could slide down the banister, slide down the ladder, like they did in Oliver. Oh, man. All right. And yeah, here's a big blue tarp. Maybe, I wonder if this thing's 16 by 20, I could cover that roof. That ain't gonna work. It's all lumpy and stuff. It's got seams. It's a tent.